today's video, we're going to talk about something that has been added to Warzone even quite a while ago, but I still get messages pretty regularly of people telling me, hey, did you know that they added an advanced UAV to Warzone? And a lot of people don't realize that the advanced UAV found in game is completely different than the advanced UAV that people call in Warzone. And I do that with the quotations because it's not really an advanced UAV. It's more like a super UAV. When you call in 3 UAVs at once, you are able to get this advanced UAV effect, but it does not work the same. So I want to go ahead and compare and contrast that. I don't think people realize how much more powerful the advanced UAV is than the 3 UAVs they can call in from any of the buy stations. If you enjoyed the video or learned something new, please do me the favor, hit that like button. If you're brand new, want to find your way back for more Call of Duty content, or just not currently subscribed, definitely consider subscribing with notifications on if you're looking to find your way back. Let's go ahead and get into it. Show up this example. I ended up jumping into Plunder, so I can go ahead and give you an example of what it looks like currently within the game, make it look the way it's supposed to. Pretty much I buy the UAVs, I call them in, and the range on a UAV is around 325 to 350 meters, but there's a little bit of a cushion where between around 275 up to 325, you can actually detect ghost players if they are on the far outside edge of even your mini map, because your mini map really only goes up to about 225, 250 or something like that. So there is a range between about 250-ish, 275 up to 325 where a ghost user will appear as a red dot the same way you do normally. The same thing happens with the super UAV where you call in 3, but the game doesn't distinguish which is which. Whereas in Warzone, it will actually distinguish it when you call in the advanced UAV. So let's go ahead and take a look at how this works. I'm sure plenty of you guys have seen this. If you want to skip this part, go right to the next one. There are timestamps. So pretty much I'm calling those in, and then it shows the entire map. And if I went through and counted, this would literally be everyone on the map. The main reason I can say that is because within this range, I ended up traveling quite a distance. No one appeared in this area, so no one was within that 300-meter range, so they weren't going to be hidden by ghost, even though I did call in a super UAV. So it kind of covers up both. So, but on here, I can't tell which of these players have ghosts and which ones don't. And they're popping up as a red arrow. I did a kind of full video of why the super UAV isn't advanced. But now that there's actually an advance in the game, it just proves my point, and I can go ahead and show you those examples. What we are going to be looking for is how the advanced UAV works in multiplayer and how to utilize this to your advantage. Because there's a lot of free-to-play Warzone players out there that have never played multiplayer. So here's multiplayer. And what we'll do is go ahead and pop this advanced, and you can see that he's a red dot. And then when he goes below me, because now I've gone upstairs, there's a little bit of an arrow underneath where his dot is. And that arrow is telling me that he is below me because there's an arrow pointing down. When we swap places, we'll go ahead and do that so you can see it in real time. All right, let's go ahead and swap. It went back to no arrow. When they go above me, there is an up arrow above their name. And this is how it's going to work in Cold War too. We have that same scenario where it does have the arrow above and below. And you can see as I'm walking up on the stairs, arrow disappears. We're on the same level. Arrow is there. So pretty straightforward concept. But if you're unfamiliar with how that works and looking at your mini map with red dots versus the triangles, it makes it a little bit different. So now let's look at an example in game with the advanced UAV, the actual one you can find in game. And here's an example. Obviously there's other items that you can get from completing the Easter eggs or getting one of the red cards and going with the bunker. There is a little bit of RNG in there of whether the item's going to be there or not. There's multiple bunkers, multiple Easter eggs. There's different things that you can get these items, and that's typically how you're going to get them. Because you're not going to just find them lying around as floor loot. You're going to have to be able to do either key cards or Easter eggs. As you can see with this one, there is an advanced UAV right here on the screen. You can grab it up, pick it up, and it'll take a perk slot the same way the Juggernaut takes a perk slot. And this is the Juggernaut you can call in. And right here, you can see this is an advanced UAV. It's not 3 UAVs. And then let's go ahead and look at it, what happens once you call it in game. So this is OPMarked's stream. You guys, I've shouted him out before, but I'll leave a link down since I'm using his footage here. But pretty much what happens is they were able to get in a bunker, and obviously there's other types of high-end items inside those bunkers. Foresight, where basically it's like you did 11 recons or 10 recons, where you can see all the rotations. You can see they happen to have that on screen as well. When we zoom in, we'll be able to see that. But there's also Specialist, which is going to give you all the perks within the game. literally all of them that you can do a create a class with. You're going to get all of those. So it's definitely unique items in there that are very valuable. One of the golden gas mask or durable gas masks that lasts significantly longer. But this is the thing we're focusing on right now. We got the advanced UAV. So he calls it. And what you can see here is there's definitely a distinction between triangle and not triangle. They're the little dots. It is going to be a little bit blurry just because of the way it downloaded, but you can see these people are well below. And if we look really closely, you can see that this one on the bottom left, he has a dot with a little bit of an arrow underneath. This means that this player is a ghost player, because otherwise if they didn't have ghosts, they would pop up as one of the triangles. So right now we have a certain number of players on the field. This one is a down arrow. Down arrow, red dot. We got a couple triangles here, 3 of them, and then we got a red dot here. Since they're up on this area, the person's down low, they have another arrow underneath them, so there's at least one ghost player there, ghost player here, and then triangle non-ghost player here. And that kind of how you're going to be able to use that. So the reason why I want to bring this up is because what I think a lot of people do is when they find this item, they're like, heck yeah, I'm going to call it in. First engagement, let me call it in. Not really how you want to use this thing, unless you feel like you're really in a dangerous situation or your, party's at risk. You definitely want to make sure you call that in those scenarios. But there's scenarios like this where you get into late game. You want to be able to count how many players have ghost and how many don't, and be able to target the ghost players while you have this advanced UAV in the air. That limited time is very valuable. It's going to last typical 40 seconds or so that a normal advanced UAV lasts. But the information it provides is significantly more valuable than one you're going to get just by calling in 3 UAVs, unless you and your teammates are around 300 meters apart so that you guys can actually detect the ghost players. But you won't be able to tell which is which. You just have to have good communications. Basically, you'd go, hey, are there any red triangles near me? No. Or yeah, and then be like, all right, cool, there's a couple ghost players near you. You might want to watch out for that, and mark it on the map where you see them, and you can have the communication. But that typically only works if you're a 2-player split. But normally as the zone gets this small, you're going to end up with the scenario with, even if you call in these super UAV, you're not going to be able to pop up the player because they do have ghosts. So this is why it's so valuable to be able to detect 1, 2, 3, 4 players that would have been invisible because of ghosts. So just something to keep in mind. I want to point that out. If you did find the video helpful, learn something new, please do me a favor, hit that like button. If you're brand new, looking to find your way back, more Call of Duty content, make sure you are subscribed with notifications on. Appreciate all the support on the channel. Thank you for watching. As always, have a great day.